Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Ray. Welcome to the game of life. This is your playful path of awakening, your path of remembering the truth of who you are as a powerful creator of realities, of worlds, of your life. So I'm here to share a little bit more about my own creativity and this idea that popped in as a potential the beginning of March when I set out to explore becoming the algorithm of joy, or becoming the frequency of joy, and therefore attracting everything that was resonant with that frequency, that high frequency of joy. And that high frequency of joy is incredibly creative, whether they're talking about being able to tap into your creative essence, your life force, your authenticity, or your power as a co-creator of your experience, of your reality, your power to manifest and to bring things from a state of imagination in the 5D, if you like, working energetically or with consciousness, and transforming that into something that is tangible in your reality, in your 3D, the life that you experience moment to moment. And what we're doing is we're bringing those two together, the 3D, the 5D, your very physical presence in your day-to-day, but your connection to all that is, and to that infinite field of potential, quantum field, the universe, and you're becoming the co-creator of your life, and you're in your power as a creator of worlds, of realities. The potential, the possibilities are infinite, are unlimited. Sorry, I'm really hot. So hot. It's the canicule here in France, probably in a lot of other areas of Europe as well, but it is so damn hot. And I've been seeking the cool wherever I can, but I'm in a part of my house which is not particularly cool, so yeah, excuse me. But yeah, I want to share more about this idea, this potential that popped in to my awareness as I started to connect and to intentionally create from that baseline, that frequency of joy. And as I did this idea of the game of life came into my awareness, and it pulled together all these different elements of my experience. And these are things that I've been sharing in recent posts. The core of that is the realization that we are powerful creators of our reality. And we're either doing that consciously, or we're still pulled into our subconscious beliefs or our patterns, or we're distracted from being present by stress, by our thoughts that are creative, and we'll talk about that more. And I'm sure for most of you here, this isn't new, but it's a pathway to awakening to the truth of who you are that is connecting with joy. It is a pathway that is playful. And I believe, and it's an awareness that's come in very strongly recently, I believe that is why we're here, to remember that, and to be authentic in our expression. And it's coming back to that inner playful child that didn't worry about what other people thought, that was naturally expressive, without all the conditioning, without all the worries, without all the noise, and could just be. It's in that state of being that is so powerful. But we're combining that with the wisdom of our experience, our path, everything that each of us is understanding and learning. And each path is unique. There's no one path. And I'm going to explore this without trying to control it, without trying to be too logical. There is part of me that wants to put this into a logical progression. I see a lot of it already. I see the potential. I can see where it's going, but I don't want to limit it with the rational idea of what I think it could be. I'm going to allow it to evolve. That's the whole point. Presence, surrender, curiosity, exploration. And I invite you to do that with me. And it's a game, the game of life. We're playing it whether we realize it or not. And we're either doing it, as I say, consciously, or we're in our patterns, in a limited role play, if you like. And I'm going to share what has come into awareness about the rules of the game, the objective of the game, and the different potentials that we can explore. And it is about understanding that we are powerful, creative beings. And the more that we expand into our awareness, into consciousness, the more powerful we become, the more creative we can be, the more potentials that we explore that are not limited by what we believe to be rationally possible or are a product of our conditioning, that glass ceiling that I spoke about in another post. The potentials are limitless, and there becomes something very playful. I'm feeling it, very playful about this exploration. And it doesn't matter where you are on your path of remembering the truth of who you are, or path of awakening, spiritual path. You may be at a point in your path that is very much to do with healing, which can be uncomfortable at times. But I feel that there is a scope to bring in playfulness. And it's almost like the quantum leap that I was always looking for and that I never really found. And it's interesting because I've said before, I've always felt called to share what I've been understanding and how I've been healing, and to share this with others. But there's always been a little seed of doubt, if you like. And that seed of doubt was, I wouldn't wish this on anybody. It was so challenging at times. And what I feel like I'm discovering now is a way to leap, to do that quantum leap. And it's what I talked about in my post about this idea of the game of life and how it's possible to see a potential and to jump into that potential without having to do all the working out. Now, I've done a lot of working out, even though I've seen the potential. But I feel that there is a way to bring joy into this process, no matter where you are on your path of awakening. It feels very exciting, and I'm trusting that feeling. Okay, and I'm going to explore it, and I invite you to do that with me. And we'll see how this evolves, how it unfolds. And I want to say, I don't feel like this is spiritual bypassing, because I know that each of us has a unique path. And I'm very aware of my healer archetype, my savior archetype, wanting to make it easier for everybody and. But I don't feel that this is spiritual bypassing, where we try and avoid. Whatever we try and avoid tends to come to us anyway. At least that's what I've found. But this is a way of accessing a natural creativity that I believe we all have. Accessing that creativity, and that creativity from a frequency of joy, which is an incredibly powerful, creative frequency. And it's light and it's joyful, and who wouldn't want that? Okay. So there we go. This is what I'm going to be doing. This is where I feel guided to go. And again, this is my experience. It's very much about sharing this. I still feel called to do that, but it has to be joyful and creative for me as well. And that creativity, it's interesting this as well, because as soon as we start creating for somebody else, whether it's an audience or to meet approval or to meet expectation, to meet demand, we lose some of that creativity, the authenticity in that creative expression. So I have to be very clear that I'm showing up for me because it feels good. It feels exciting. And I'm trusting that that will be enough. And that is authentic expression. But I'm inviting you, if you're interested in understanding this and in perhaps trying this out for yourself, and I'll share what I've understood. And little by little, we'll see where this takes us and what we're able to create from that space of presence and that connection to the essence of who you are. Okay. So as always, I look forward to your comments, your feedback. Hit the like button. If you enjoyed this, please share. If you'd like to invite other people, the more the merrier. Okay. So thank you as ever for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next post.